What's going on, guys? Austin Laramie here from Zero to Hero Dog Training. And I'm going to teach you guys how to teach a puppy or a dog how to sit. So, we have Nyla. She's a 4-month-old Rottweiler with us. She'll be boarding with us in our program. She does not know anything right now. She's been with us about 2 days. I've just been working on a lot of luring, shaping, socialization stuff. So I'm going to be teaching this in real time. So, when you want to teach a dog to sit, I don't start with saying the command at all. I start with luring. Luring is simply teaching a dog how to follow a food lure. So you have some food in your hand and you teach the dog, good. Teach the dog how to follow it. The head goes up, the butt goes down. Good. So, before I ever say sit to a dog, I am teaching them this position. So by the time I start saying sit, they would have done it a few hundred times or 100 times or whatever. So they're going to be used to that position. So when you're teaching a dog, you want to have a reward marker already up to this point. And you're going to take the food in your hand, but you're not going to release it. You're not going to say anything. You're going to lift up. Once she's onto the food, you're going to lift up. The second the dog's butt hits the ground, you're going to mark and reward. Yes, good girl. And then you can praise after the mark. Yes, good girl. So again, I'm putting this food, cupping it in my hand, and I'm not saying anything, and I'm not releasing the food until she does the thing I'm trying to teach. Yes, good girl. Be mindful that you be very quick about it. Scientifically, we have about 1 second to influence a dog's behavior, and 1 second to either correct something we don't like and reward something we like. So it has to be right when her butt hits the ground. You must mark at that very moment. You don't want to go, yes, right? You want to go, yes, and then reward. And again, if you watch my marker training video, you know that if a dog is not marker trained yet or is just starting to get it, you're not saying yes and delivering at the same time. You're separating everything. Yes, and then moving, right? Yes, and then moving. So, let's get back to it. You're going to do this for a few days, as long as it takes, right? You're just going to, yes, just like that. Keep your sessions short, keep them engaging, keep the dog interested. And then how to know that you're ready to add the command. You will know this by when you pull out food, the dog, good, will offer up the behavior in which you were luring for those few days. Once you pull out food and the dog will go into a sit, yes, then you're ready to name it. So, when you're starting to introduce the verbal command, you have to separate everything, right? What I mean by that is, if we're using luring still to bridge the word and the action, then I'm not saying sit, right? Same time. I'm going sit, and then I lure. You have to separate everything. You don't want to overshadow your command and your movement. This will not teach the dog the word, but it'll teach the dog the action. So again, I'm going sit, and then I move. Sit, and then I lure, right? So, here's what I'm going to do. You're going to say the command first. So I'm going to go, and before I start this, she's not really heard the command at all. I'm teaching it in real time. She's just very used to going into a sit because, again, I shaped the behavior before I'm doing this. So it's very familiar to her. So I'm going to say the command sit, and then I lure. Yes. And then it's the same process that we just did, but now you're adding the verbal command. So again, Nyla, sit, then lure. Yes, good girl. Nyla, sit, then lure. Yes, good girl. Good girl, Nyla. Come here. Sit, lure. Yes, just like that. So first, start shaping the behavior. Get the dog used to going into the position for many reps. And then when you know you're ready to name the command, you will pull out food and the dog will probably go into that position automatically without you saying anything. That's how you know that they're ready. When you're adding the command, I'm going to say sit, pause, and then I lure. Yes. You want to separate everything. Yes. This process, you don't have to rush it. Go as fast as your dog learns. Some dogs take longer than others, but don't get frustrated and be patient. So, Do this for a few days, just alluring, yes, and then start adding the command. Another thing you can do is when they're in the position, you can continuously reward them while they're there as well. So I have 2 markers for her. Her continuation marker is good. So I will say good and reward while they're sitting. Good and reward. Be mindful, there's no corrections here. There's no, we're not correcting the dog and you're not adding any pressure yet. Good, good, just like that. But you don't want to get repetitive and get boring. Cool, so I'm gonna make a part 2 on how to start teaching accountability and how to start teaching the stay portion of the command. Cool guys, thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below anything you want me to make a video on, and I will gladly make a video.